Now then people, it's Joe, All Leeds TV. Hope we're all feeling good. No doubt a lot of you are nursing hangovers after the weekend, with it being Bank Holiday Monday as well. So what better way than to cure that hangover than to tune into All Leeds TV. So general gist of the video, just quickly cover a few points and then I'm going to jump into your guys' comments. I like to do this on a Monday after the weekend's games. You know, I'm getting a lot of input from yourselves in the comments. I love it and I enjoy, you know, reading through them, both positive and negative. And that's what I'm going to do, is just reply to them. I've done it before and I'm going to do it now. So I enjoy doing it. As you can see, there's a few new additions shirt-wise. I've been on a bit of a mad mission today. I've been sorting out my garage. I think I'm going to move from here down to the garage. I think there's a much bigger space, can get a lot more on there. But in doing so, I've found a few little gems. Goalkeeper shirt down here. Remember the Diodora ones with the little spots on the arms that were supposed to change colour when you sweat? I don't know if that was true, but yeah, there's that one. And then this one here, absolute beauty, one of the manager's coats, Packard Bell, old badge, Puma, love it, big Packard Bell on the back. Funny story, man, because I was at Leeds Fest a couple of years back and started to rain and I didn't have a coat, and you know they have them little stalls. £5 that cost me. Well, it should have been more, but he said, because you're a Leeds fan, I'll give it you for a £5. And you should have seen the amount of Leeds salutes I got after that weekend. But yeah, it's a shame because it's a little bit small. I'd still rock it now if I'm being totally honest. I absolutely love that jacket. But yeah, you know, I've got loads of stuff, to be fair, hidden away. I've got loads of stuff at my Mars as well, so I'm thinking of getting it all out. I'm going to smash that garage up and have it all, you know, somewhere better space. Real brick as well, as opposed to wallpaper. Anyways, that's beyond the point. So yeah, just to quickly recap, I know Ramblings of the SS of the South Stand, Aussie correspondent's done a video for us earlier. We've been linked with a few players. I've had a look myself. Philly seems to think we're lined up for a Prem midfielder. Looking to cover Saiz. He's put a lot of minutes in. He is going to need cover. He is going to need time for rest, and we do need someone to be able to place him with. There's been some nice names linked, and if you want to know some more on them, make sure you tune into Rambling of the SS's a video, which is just before this one. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's see who comes in. I think there was a lot of mention of the defender, but that doesn't look to be going anymore. And to be honest, I'm not really that fussed. Bielsa thinks we're strong enough in that area, then we're strong enough. In Bielsa we trust. Mateusz Klik's been called up to the Poland squad. First time in about 4 years, I believe. So that just shows how well he's doing. And let's be honest, Poland ain't no joke. They're a decent international side. So for him to be able to link up with them and train with them as well, it's only beneficial to us, and morale will be through the roof for Mateusz Klik. So I'm absolutely buzzing, and if Poland are on, I'll make sure I tune in to see how he gets on. So yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, one more thing, what I have done, I've been having a look at the sort of the stats and stuff behind the channel, and it seems like nearly 90% of the people that view the channel are not subscribed. So if you can, guys, just hit the subscribe button. It do wonders for us, gets us out there. And if you don't have a YouTube account, set one up. It takes 2 minutes and just hit subscribe. Love it. But yeah, I'm going to dive straight into your comments. As I say, not like before with the daft bits of paper. I've gone up in the world. I'm using our lass's phone. Check that out. So let's just jump right in. To be honest, I should really pre-prepare, but I think it's better just off the cuff. So Danny Winters, first comment, a blue bucket will trump a pink dressing room every time. 100%, that pink dressing room, they must be so embarrassed. And I think if they went on the, you know, things aren't going well at Norwich at the minute. There's a lot of calls for the manager to be given the heave-ho. I mean, even he battered off the comments in his press conference, didn't he? He said, you know, it had nothing to do with him. And if, let's say they lose the next, say, 3 at home, for example, they're just going to look stupid. And then, oh, we better change that back, you know what I mean? I've seen some funny comments on Twitter, to be fair. One of the guys on Twitter said they're going to change it to yellow, blue and white, so that when people come, they'll think Leeds United are there and get fearful that way. Probably work better than the pink dressing room, if I'm honest. And even James Milner, the legend that is James Milner, who one day will be back, that's for certain. even he's been trolling it on Twitter. So yeah, I don't know if any of you noticed as well when he put up, I put it on Instagram, but he put up the double league table, both Liverpool and Leeds at the top. Let's hope it stays like that. I wouldn't mind Liverpool, to be honest, winning a Premier League title. I'm a fan of Liverpool, to be fair, and the way they're going about it at the minute with Jurgen. Moving on then, so Oscar Casario mentions about Berardi saying, people saying that he wasn't a recognised centre back, and one person actually, this isn't on YouTube, but someone actually called me out and said that as a Leeds, this is coming from a Leeds fan, I think it was on Facebook, how can you say that Berardi's decent? The guy's filth, and I'm a Leeds fan. Now, to me, in certain circles, you might say filth, like, oh, it's filth, decent, but the way he was saying it as though it was bad. And I just question what games you've been watching, pal. I think it was on Facebook, but if you think that Berardi's not been decent this year, then you've been watching a different game to me. But yeah, he basically says Guy Medell was a CDM, and people said that Medell was too small to play centre-back. But in the Chile side, he's saying that Guy Medell became their best centre-back by far. And he just goes on to say there that Bielsa's doing well at Leeds United and he's absolutely over the moon. So thank you for that, Oscar Casario. And like I say, who are we to question Marcelo Bielsa? So if he wants to play Bailey Peacock-Farrell at centre-back, I'm down with it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to question the man. There's quite a few comments on there in regards to songs. People coming up with songs for Mateus Click. I'm not going to give them a rendition because I don't know what beat they're going down to, but yeah, there's that. Joe Stepp has just watched the post-match press conference. Bielsa has a huge regard for Pablo. Spent a large part of the conference singing his praises. And there has been, I know Phil posed the question, I think it was, to Marcelo around Pablo Hernandez and how he can make him a better player. And Bielsa turned around and said, Pablo's making me a better coach. So there's no bigger praise, really. And he is just an absolute beast of a footballer. I love him. So yeah, and I'd love he's still got a few years, but I'd love him to be able to take us back to the Prem, Pablo, and him be around for when we eventually do make that climb. I think it's Onomnom Manama. He does comment on a lot of the videos and likes a lot of them, and he tunes in, so thanks for that, mate. He said he'd woke up at 7 AM to watch the game. He found it on a goddamn Russian channel. But yeah, he was just waiting for the review since the final whistle and was then going to watch the game back. So thanks for the support, mate. Someone's Terry O'Hearn, pure class, Joe. Let's add AJT to the bucket list, marching on together. Well, hopefully we will be linking back up with Borough Fan TV. I'm quite excited for it. AJT made a few statements the last time we met. I don't think it'll be the same as before, but I think we'll have a chat out the ground. I know Borough Fan TV like to stay back, and I don't mind staying back myself, so maybe we'll do a link-up video. There's a few things that he'd said in the first video. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, go back and watch it. I'm going to keep a few of them in the back pocket, though. I think he mentioned about Wagon and being assists and goals, and I just was going to ask him how Wagon's getting on at Borough. He did go to Borough, right? I think he went there. I'm not sure. So we'll see that. And he also called out Roof when I mentioned about Kemar Roof, and I don't know, I think I'd go as far as to say he's probably the most informed frontman in the league at the minute, personally. So we'll see how he goes to them questions. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, someone said, Dr. Frost, Bailey Peacock-Farrell is proving to be more reliable than he looks to be. If he keeps going, Blackman will regret he have joined us. I think Blackman will play tomorrow night against Preston in the Cup, but I know what you're saying. I think early doors, even I said, let's have a look at Blackman, but the way Bailey's come along so much, I'm more than happy for him to keep that number 1 shirt. Jim Howson has said, if you listen to Farke's post-presser, one of the journos says, is it fair to judge Norwich when playing a team as good as Leeds? And he loves the fact that they keep saying this to managers after the games, and it is mint and it's refreshing to see, you know, especially about Leeds. We know a lot of the... I don't care what you say, you know, this isn't us being, you know... We're not being... what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, it's true that certain pundits do have an agenda against Leeds. I don't care what you say. We're not imagining these things. People dislike Leeds, both fans and pundits, you know what I mean? You can only stay impartial so much, and you do notice that a lot of the let's say Keith Andrews, for example, on Sky, Don Goodman, we all know the crack there, but even Don Goodman had said, I think, oh no, it might have been Hinchcliffe, I can't remember, had said after we battered Derby, you know, we can't really assess Frank Lampard's Derby on the game because they're not going to come up against a team as good as Leeds every week, and for the reporter to pose that to Farke as well just shows you, you know, we are that good at this minute. That's why I'm so excited for Friday. I'm interested to see how it's gonna develop, because Pulis is a shout manager, and you know, I reckon they could be very much like Rotherham, you know what I mean, and try hit us on the break. You know, that's his style of play for me personally. So we shall see. But I'm really excited for that game on Friday, full house, honestly. Reese Redhead said, shall we get carried away yet? On paper, these first 5 fixtures look tricky, and we've bossed it so far. 4-1 at Derby, 3-0 at Norwich. Some cracking results so far, and a good video as always, so thanks for that, mate. But you are right, you know what I mean? Like, people keep saying where we were at last year, and that's why I refuse to get too carried away, because of where we were at last year. But it's a totally different ball game for me at the minute. You know, the teams we're coming up against, the teams that, you know, are really good at championship level. Like I mentioned before, I think it was after the Derby game, where we battered Burton last season. I think it was 4 or 5, and Clough had said, you know, we were the best championship side he'd ever come up against, and you know, and I got carried away with that fact, and my friends will tell you that because I got battered for it after, you know, but we did that to teams like Derby and Norwich this time around, you know what I mean? This isn't a joke. We're absolutely playing boss football at the minute. Someone says, Dr. Frost, the game, Pablo running all game, a great professional, which we all know. He goes on to say, the only player I have my doubts in regard to his attitude is Bamford. Hope he doesn't get frustrated if Roof remains Bielsa's number 1. I don't think he'll be able to have that sort of attitude under Bielsa. I see what you're saying, you know, where you're coming from. A lot of people have questioned his attitude in the past, but from what you hear from Roof and from Bamford himself on social media, they're both happy with each other. They're both happy to get the chance. They don't see it as competition. They're all one, and they're all a collective, and that's the sort of ethos that Bielsa's building. I read somewhere midweek as well that at Norwich he'd had the coaching staff go back out after the game to clean up their technical area and stuff, do you know what I mean? And we all know about the litter picking stories. I just think he's a great guy, and he's not going to let that sort of attitude fester in the squad. It'd be interesting to see if something like that did happen, how he would go about it. But you know what I mean, look what happened with Phillips. And this isn't a question on his attitude, but he was brave enough to take Phillips off after 20 minutes. And no one questioned him on that. And look at Phillips' performance. So, you know, I think if someone did try to step out of line, he'd have no problems in saying, get yourself off. So I don't think we have no worries there, Dr. Frost. But we shall see. James Cole, you're getting me big-headed, mate. You've said you couldn't agree more with everything you'd said, that I'd said about today's game. It was quality. What do you think about signings? I really don't think we need many more signings. On loan, maybe one attacking player just for depth. Because over time, get everyone fit on the bench will be unreal, and whoever comes in will struggle. So you're probably right, but you are right in there saying that, you know, we're after that attacking midfielder. That's what's come out today. Someone to play in the 10 to help Saiz and take some of the burden. So, you know, you bang on there, and you are right, you know, the bench is only going to get stronger. Forshaw will be back soon, you know what I mean? We do have options. We've got a real good Championship squad now, and if you compare it to last season where, for example, Christiansen brought J. Roy Grott on, you know, it was the same subs all the time that just had no impact whatsoever. But when you're bringing on players like Bamford, like Forshaw when he comes back fit, Harrison, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're in a much better position. 66 Kev Smith, another great post, mate. Keep them coming. He asked me where I'm from. You're from up Borough way. I live up there. Yeah, I'm originally from Halifax, fella. Someone shouts out the mop. You know what I mean? I need to get that. That needs to be universal, man. Calvin Phillips is the mop. You watch that game. He was absolutely unreal. Someone's question, Berardi doesn't win every header against Rotherham at home. Maybe only won 3 out of 5. Alright, you've been a little bit pedantic there. Willwood Claire, or Claire Willwood won. Best performance so far. I think Leeds should ask all opponents to paint their away dressing room pink. Yeah, let's go for that. For me, I don't think it was. I think Derby was better, but you know, it's definitely up there. I mean, if we look at the second goal, the way that went from back to front, and the little touch around the door, it's amazing football. It's lovely to see. King Hoodie, great video. Keep up the good work. All Leeds our way. Dwayne Dibley, how can you... This was the guy. This was the guy. He's actually mentioned it on YouTube, not Facebook. Dwayne Dibley writes, how can you say Berardi is class? He's pure filth and I'm a Leeds fan. I may be wrong, but the way I'm reading that, he's trying to dig out Berardi. Like I say, Dwayne Dibley. I don't know what games you're watching, fella. I think you need to watch some more football and educate yourself a little bit. Just saying. Stephen Surtees, yeah, he mentions about streams. Get yourself on Twitter. Aztec Golds and LUFC streams, they'll sort you out. And then Richard Keane puts the mop marching on together. So that's it, guys. Thanks for the comments. Keep them coming, because as I say, I love being able to read them and replying. If you think it works, give us a like, and as I said earlier, hit subscribe. I enjoy doing that stuff, so leave as many comments as you can, especially in the post-match review. We're down at Preston tomorrow. I'm going down straight after work. We're hoping to really get some movement on these fan post-match reaction videos actually at the ground now. We've got a little bit of kit, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. So if anyone is interested and you are going to the game, give us a shout. And also shout out to LUFC. Just bear with me one moment. I need to get this video. I bloody forgot his name. Bad crack. Shout out to my man who's helped with the thumbnails as well on the videos. Sorry, I forgot the name. It's all them comments flying around my head, but I will shout it out on Instagram, so make sure you give him a follow. But that's it from me, guys. Oscar should be hooking you up tomorrow with a video pre-Preston. Make sure you tune into that Aussie Correspondence transfer talk. And I'll see you all tomorrow after the Preston game, where we knock Preston out of the Carling Cup. There we go. But have a nice evening, guys. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.